Hello freaks, geeks, degenerates and basement dwellers. Welcome to the Warzone. I'm Scruffy and this is Skruffytalez. And part of the things we're going to be talking about is a 5 kilometer advance made by Ukraine according to Russian sources. We're going to take a look at the Ukrainian gains at Liman and the importance of Liman. We're also going to be taking a look at a interesting flanking move made by Ukraine south of Zaporizhia, and I think that's it for this video. The 5 kilometer advance, Liman. We're going to be at Liman for a while, I think, and taking a look at that sneaky flanking move by the Ukrainians that Russia spotted, but we'll see if Ukraine pulls it off or not. So let's get into it. Right, so not that many updates, but we got a couple of interesting events that we're gonna take a look at. And first of all, we're gonna zoom in on Kupiansk. I guess we can do that right away. And here we go. Deep dark blue indicating a Ukrainian advance outside of Kupiansk, Ukraine securing territory. Moving into a shallow valley here where you have a lot of towns and villages, settlements in this valley right here. So that's, again, we're seeing Ukraine gaining ground steadily. Bits and pieces here and there along the front line. But still, it's been ongoing for 2 months. Still going. So clearly something is going on along the front lines. All of a sudden, Ukraine is pushing Russia back along the entire front line at various places. Nothing major like we're seeing in the south, but these small gains, and over time they will accumulate into something larger, right? So that's happening in Kupiansk. Not much happening elsewhere though, until we come down to Pokrovsk. Take a look at this. Here we go. Udachne, outside of Pokrovsk. Ukraine is pushing back into town. And they recently lost control of this railroad here, and Russia has of course been pushing up into this town. And here we go, a small advance, securing a couple of buildings in this small town here outside of Pokrovsk. And that's basically it for today, but there are some other interesting things happening as well, and we got something happening over here, really incredible. So we're gonna take a look at that. Is Andrew's map. So we're moving over to Andrew. Take a look at this. Russian drone attacks out in the former reservoir, and I don't have any good images, but as you can see here, this is the terrain that this is happening in, and we got Russian drones flying in, hunting Ukrainians out here in the former reservoir. I thought this was just marshes and no one could push through. It seems Ukraine is trying. Could be special forces, elite units. Elite units like to move through terrain where no one else can move, because they try to move through terrain where you least expect. Them. Sorry, a bit of an edit there. Where was I? Here we go. So yeah, where you least expect them. So maybe that's what we're seeing, or maybe Ukraine is trying to sneak through this swampy, marshy area to come in behind the Russians. Interesting. I didn't think they were operating out here in the former reservoir, but seems like that is a thing. Which opens up a huge section of territory where we might see combat down the line. I just thought that was really fascinating. What else was it that we were gonna take a look at? There was something. God damn it! What was it? It was something, and I forgot what I wanted to show you people. Yeah, here we go. Liman, and take a look at this. Russian artillery all over the place. North of this creek, we've been following the situation around this bend here for a couple of weeks. Ukraine has been steadily pushing out into this area here, and now we have more Russian artillery showing Ukrainian advance eastward here in this territory. They are gaining ground here north of the Oskil River. We know Ukraine has been pushing up into Yampil, and now they're expanding eastward, and this is important because if Ukraine can establish a presence here, then they can push north and into the woods here, and that would mean they would cut off Russians over here and force Russia to come in through Torsk and from the north, and forcing Russia to operate out in the wide open spaces here where they are easy targets for Ukrainian drones when they can no longer operate in the cover of these woods. So Ukraine pushing out here, establishing a presence, super crucial. If they can keep pushing troops into this area, they can build up momentum and maybe push north, securing the woods and denying Russia a chance to coming through the wooded areas here where they have lots of cover, and that would force them to maneuver on open ground where Ukrainian drones can just have a field day, essentially. So this here, to me, is awesome news. Ukraine has momentum and looks like they might be building up forces in and around Yampil, and that would allow them to push north and securing the flank of Liman. And Liman, it's kind of important if Ukraine can actually come up this way, like we have said, because then it would deny Russia a chance to coming through here towards Liman, like we said, right? And it would force the Russians to come through here, like we just pointed out, and up here, Ukraine can hunt them down with drones. And why this is so important is because the Russians, they want to push through Siversk towards Sloviansk and Kramatorsk. And if we have Ukrainians up here, they can of course send drones into this area from the north and just harass the Russians to no end. This is also why the Russians are so desperately trying to come down here in order to reach the river here, so that they can isolate Liman and this entire area. Struggling tremendously. There's another river coming up here, I believe, and they're struggling tremendously to pull this off, to isolate Liman properly. So at the moment, since they're not able to push in and isolate Liman and take Liman, Ukraine has the ability to sending drones down into this area here, slowing down the Russian advance, effectively outflanking the Russians with drone swarms as they're trying to push through towards Sloviansk. And this becomes incredibly important because we've talked about this before, the canal that comes up this way and reaches the Oskil River eventually, like so. So, I mean, if the Russians do ever reach the canal, in order to push through the canal, I mean, they can't be harassed by Ukrainian drones that can reach this entire area, can hit them in the rear, the logistics and everything. So Russia really needs Liman to unlock this part of the battlefield so that they can push up to the canal and focus on getting past the canal and then moving in on Sloviansk and Kramatorsk. And the Russians, of course, if they do take the territory up here, they could from here launch their own drones into reaching the logistics leading into Sloviansk via roads and what have you, towards Kramatorsk and Sloviansk. So from here, their drones can move in and hunt Ukrainian logistics, but it's really about protecting the Russian flank and the Russian rear. They need to take Liman to deny Ukraine a chance to just send in drones to hunt down anything that moves east of the canal, essentially. And as you can imagine, say that they fail in taking, let's do this, say they fail in taking Liman, and the Russians are trying to push past this canal with a bunch of Ukrainians up here. Now, the Russians only have two places where they can push through the canal. It's here and here at Mykolaiivka. And if they have a bunch of very angry Ukrainians up here that just keeps sending drones into this small space, let's use yellow here, into this small space, then the Russians will not get past the canal. Right? And the Oskil River continues up here. Oh, wrong one. I wanted that one. So the Oskil River continues up here, right? So they have to push into Liman if they want to have any chance of pushing past the canal and reaching Sloviansk. So that Ukraine can keep pushing here and maybe pushing up here, forcing the Russians to come through Zaporizhia and across these wide open. This is massive. This is massive, and especially also since they are incredibly enough holding the line here, denying the Russians a chance to pushing through towards the Oskil River. Yeah, this is a real issue for the Russians, that they can't push through towards Liman, because it gives Ukraine every chance in the world to disrupt Russian operations going towards the canal and pushing past the canal. So I'm thinking we're gonna see a lot of Russian activity pushing in here to, put a stop to this, so that they can eventually push into Liman as they're closing in on these crossing points across that canal. Would be my guess. So, like I've said before, I'm convinced that Russia will reach the canal eventually. You're gonna have a big battle at Mykolaiivka. There's another town here where we're probably gonna see a big fight as well. And how effective the Russians are in achieving this and eventually pushing past the canal, it all depends on who controls Liman and the woods south of Liman. If the Ukrainians are up here by the time the Russians are moving towards Mykolaiivka, this is gonna be a massive death sentence for the Russians. This portion here between Siversk and the canal. I'm convinced of that. So the Russians, they really need to push through here, grab this territory and secure Liman so that they can operate down here. Lots of drawings here, can't see shit by now. Anyway, so expect a big fight up here. We need to use orange instead. So this is where I expect a big fight, where the Russians wants to push in. The question is, though, do they have the manpower and resources for this? Since we're seeing Ukraine being able to push the Russians back on so many locations. We'll see. And now we're going to move down to north of Huliapol, Zaporizhia Frontline, where you have Berezhove and Uspinivka and those places, right? This is where the Ukrainians have been pushing strongly and forcing the Russians back. And we have this Russian source saying enemy sabotage and reconnaissance groups were spotted in the Temurovka area. So where is Temurovka? Well, it is Temirivka in Ukraine. And here you have Zaporizhia, that is Zaporizhia for the Russians. So we have, and here you have Ternove, and up here Berezhove, as you can see, Berezhove. So according to Russian sources, we have Ukrainians down here. Isn't that interesting? So we're going to do some drawings again. We know that Ukrainians are challenging the Russians at Solotke. We also have Ukrainians in a small town up here trying to push out of that town every now and then. We know Ukraine has pushed into Novorivka here. So we got Ukrainians down here as well. They have secured Novomykolivka. by all accounts, they have taken Bereshova and they are holding Ternove. So this is roughly where we have the Ukrainians at the moment along this section of the front line. Some sources extend the gray zone out to this town here. There's a small village over here, and some sources even have Novoivanivka as contested. And this valley here is under Ukrainian control as well. So it should be going like this. Oh, nice drawing here. And so as you can see, this is Temirivka, where the Russians are saying that we have Ukrainians. Isn't that interesting? So we might have Ukraine pushing out this way. We might have them pushing out this way, following the valley into this town here. And potentially, I think there's a valley leading from Novomykhailivka to Temirivka, so I'm thinking that Ukraine has followed that valley to the outskirts here of Temirivka, doing some reconnaissance, sabotage groups, mapping out Russian positions ahead of a eventual push towards Temirivka. So interesting indeed. Ukraine probably trying to secure Solodka. They want to push out closer to Uspinivka by the looks of it, and they are probably in Novoivanivka, putting him in a good spot here to threaten Uspinivka from the north. And well, by the looks of it, there's a small town here as well. I'm thinking this is probably challenged by the Ukrainians as well. But this is really interesting that Ukraine is pushing out this far into occupied territory, according to Russian sources. And so Ukraine is still advancing here in the north of Huliapol. And south of Zaporizhia itself, we have Ukrainians, by the looks of it, advancing in the former reservoir where they're getting hit by Russian drones. Small units or a larger advance, who knows, but it does appear as if the Ukrainians are trying to bypass Russian positions by moving through the marshes here, coming up towards Plavny would be my guess is the final objective, which would be interesting. I mean, we know the Ukrainians are pushing in Stepnohirsk, taking more ground, building by building, and that would have the Russians here obviously being cut off and isolated if the Ukrainians do pull this off, this flanking move that might see them link up with troops from Stepnohirsk here in this area would be my guess. And that's it. I hope you found it interesting. I hope I'll see you in the next one. As always, go på marsch, Ukraine, and give them hell.